Hey guys and gals, Never here from Drake Wing Gaming, and 70 miles worth of gaming drag today. I'm coming back at you with a Let's Play episode of Repeat, Owen's Path. So yeah, let's go ahead and jump right back in, shall we? Alarm chain, you are up, and let's go. This is right after that particular scene, so... Wow, that's a whole lot. Enjoyed the show, aren't you? Owen was suddenly leaning close to me, resting a seductive arm across my shoulder. Wow, Adrian, I didn't know you were such a perverted peeping Tom. You could have at least had the decency to help a guy out. My brain just flatlined. Pervert? I should be saying that to you. You didn't even bother closing the shower curtains. Who's the real pervert here? Hey, at least I freely admit to it. Say, Adrian, if you ever want any fun together, no strings attached, let me know. Being a pervert is no fun when you're alone. Owen winked and nuzzled my cheek before returning to his shower. And noticeably did not bother closing the curtains again. I tore my eyes away from his muscled backside and ducked back into my own shower stall, my heart hammering in my chest. Okay, Adrian, that's enough for one day. Owen was humming away loudly in the other stall as I quickly finished up my own shower. Once I got out, I groaned and smacked my head against the shower room wall. This is going to be a long day. Writing workshop was a class required for all students, which was why I was listening to an incredibly boring lecture while my sanity slowly drained away. Students with various core subjects were stuffed together into one big lecture hall, many of whom were yawning violently into the morning sun. I really didn't blame them. The teacher of the class was Mr. Dorcas Dolores, and God did he have a monotone voice. It was taking 110% of my concentration to stay awake. What I really needed was something to kill this boredom. Distractions, pranks, conversations, just give me something. With a sigh, I glanced at the other students in the room. Inconveniently, I was seated at the center of the lecture hall. It was far enough that the teacher wouldn't bother me, but too close to actually take a nap. Sitting next to me was Philip, who, like everyone else, was ignoring everything Mr. Dolores was saying. He was just happily doodling in his notebook. The little guy looked like he was having the time of his life. I wish I had that kind of strength. I think Sissel was sitting somewhere in the front. His head was resting on his arm, fast asleep. Meanwhile, Owen's at the back of the class. Why is he staring at his own glowing crotch? Oh, wait, that was his phone. He was hiding it under his desk, I think. I hope. Well, just sitting here observing wouldn't cure my boredom. What should I do? Text Owen. I sighed and pulled out my phone discreetly under my desk. Luckily, Owen gave me his number yesterday in case I needed anything. I'm sure he was just trying to be helpful without any ulterior motives whatsoever. With a sigh and a click, I sent him a text. Help! I'm dying! After a few moments, my phone buzzed in reply. Need some mouth-to-mouth resuscitation, bud? Nope, my death by boredom is imminent. There's only one cure. I demand you tell me an amusing story. Ha! I'm not much of a storyteller. Are you going to leave me helpless and dying? So cruel. Okay, so a good story. Once upon a time, there was a handsome young prince who lived in the kingdom of Gerania. He was the most handsome and charming man there ever was. Does his name happen to be Owen? Take now, water time. Oh god, yeah. Oh, that's good. Don't interrupt! But yeah, his name happens to be Owen. Nice guess. Anyway, Prince Owen was strolling about his kingdom when he happened upon a looming tower. Upon approaching this mysterious tower, an ugly old man by the name of Dorcas Dolores stood in his way. He is in no way related to our writing workshop teacher, by the way. Of course. Anyway, our noble and handsome prince approached the ugly hag. I demand you tell me the purpose of this tower, the handsome Owen shouted. Shut up and do your homework, the hag replied. Prince Owen was enraged. How dare this ugly man suggest such a demeaning activity? I'm starting to get a good picture of your study habits. Adrian, what did I say about interrupting? Oops, sorry. Back to my amazing story. I'll rescue the fair princesses from your clutches, Prince Owen roared and drew his awesome sword. Call your parents and apologize for being such a disappointment, the Dolores hag hissed. Prince Owen cried a little. Ouch, that's harsh. I know, right? Suddenly, Dorcas Dolores swelled and transformed into a giant, disgusting rat, with wrinkly skin like an oak tree and stinky yellow teeth. His hair was a tangled serpentine mess, and his chin grew to look like a shapely ball sack. Upon reflection, Owen didn't think that Dolores looked all that different from before. That's just cruel. You know it's true. The hag lunged at the noble prince, but Owen was much too quick. With a quick stab of his golden sword, Owen pierced the beast in his heart. It died. That's a bit anticlimactic. Its screams echoed throughout the whole kingdom as blood seeped from its last wound. The hag slumped to Prince Owen's feet and rasped, "Noble prince, you've bested me." And then it died. That's a lot of sass in one text message. Prince Owen entered the tower to search for the princesses and immediately went to the basement, because the top of the tower was too obvious a place to look. Of course. He found the pretty princess, Sissel, and he immediately leapt into the prince's arms. "Oh, noble prince," Princess Sissel cried. "You're the bravest among men, and I'm so sorry I broke your ribs last summer." "It's fine, please get off me," the fair prince said. "Oh, Prince Owen," Sissel cried, "come closer so I may touch your glorious body." Prince Owen was at this point totally creeped out, so he left the weird-ass princess in the basement and went to the top of the tower instead. Oh, and the castle basement spontaneously combusted into flames. There's fire everywhere. Let's hope he finds the fire exit. Sissel's going to murder you. He's never going to find out. Anyway, at the top of the tower, the noble Owen found the beautiful Princess Philip standing on the edge of the balcony. "Oh, cruel world," the princess sobbed. "Will I ever be free from this torture? Perhaps I should just jump and end it all." "No, fair princess," Owen cried. "I will free you. Together we will live in peace and happiness." Princess Philip gratefully accepted, so they rode off into the sunset and lived happily ever after. That was actually a pretty good story. And then the two had hardcore sex for the rest of the night. You just had to ruin it, didn't you? That's my job, Adrian. My phone suddenly buzzed again, but this time the message was not from Owen. "Do you twats realize that you've been sending group messages this entire time?" "I don't think I can room with Owen peacefully anymore." "Come closer so I may touch your glorious body? Do you have a fucking death wish?" "I would have just jumped." "Why the fuck are we the princesses?" But you gotta admit it was a good story. "At least I got the happy ending. Sort of." "See, Philip agrees." "Good story, my ass. You're dead as soon as the bell rings, you shit-eating..." At that point, I turned my phone on mute and sighed. That was one hell of a journey. I turned to see Philip covering his mouth with stifled laughter while Sissel was furiously texting in front of the classroom, much to Mr. Dorcas's dismay. Owen didn't even bother trying to hide his laughter. It echoed through the classroom, drawing attention from both confused classmates and an angry Mr. Dolores. This guy was just too much. I groaned as I stared at the photography assignment I was damned with for the next 3 days. "Do not use that tone with me, Mr. Adrian. This is an important photography exercise that tests your understanding of lighting. During the next 3 days, everyone will take 3 photographs that pertain to the theme of time. You may photograph moments that highlight the different times of day, or be creative and think outside the box. I look forward to seeing everyone's work." I glared at the paper in my hands and sighed. I'm not a photographer or an artist. How am I supposed to deal with this? I should have picked a class I didn't know shit about. "Groaning about classwork again, Adrian?" I pouted and tossed an eraser at his head. Unsurprisingly, it flew right through Echo and pelted some poor sucker in the back of the classroom. I didn't realize I'd be redoing all my classwork again. This sucks. I seem to remember you had a great time taking those photos of a shirtless Sissel last time around. It was an artistic shot. Sure it was. You've been through this a few times before, right? Can't you just give me all the answers to my tests and coursework, to smooth things along? Do you remember everything you learned from your courses? Yeah, didn't think so. This is a cruel, unfair world. Mr. Adrian, I couldn't help but notice you moping from across the room. Is this assignment truly difficult for you? I'm a bit lost, honestly. I've got no background as an artist, and I sure as hell don't think like one. Language, Mr. Adrian. Perhaps you should think of it another way. Time is a cycle that you live through, day in and day out. Think about the small moments that make them worth living. Photographs, after all, are just little pieces of time. The words cut through me like shards of glass. I gripped my camera tightly, and my mind wandered to little moments of joy and sorrow I could scarcely remember. How many of those little pieces of time can be changed? And would it even be for the better? After mulling over the assignments looming in the horizon, I finally decided that I'd give them the same amount of effort that I gave the first time around. That was to say, none at all. The plan? Take random photos wherever I went and pray that some of them are good enough by the time the deadline hits. Hopefully some of them would be more family-friendly this time around, so I don't embarrass myself in front of the whole class again. What could possibly go wrong? I doubt the fate of everyone's happiness this time around was going to hinge on my grades. Oof! Sorry about that. I blinked. No one was there. The hallways felt eerily quiet. A mounting sense of dread weighed down on my chest as I took a step back. As expected, a familiar, biting, cold chill crawled down my spine. I had forgotten how much colder Haley's presence was. Comparatively, Echo's manifestations were like a warm summer breeze. So you're back. There was no smugness or cruel loathing in her voice, just a cold, empty stare. I am. Why? Well... I fumbled over my words for a moment, crumbling under her hollow, defeated gaze. You don't even remember fully, do you? I don't suppose you managed to keep hold of your memories. Or was it because you were too ashamed to face your failures? I swallowed down the bile rising up my throat. I'm sorry. I'm sorry I couldn't save her last time. But I'm back. I've been given a second chance. And I'll do everything in my power to make sure she makes it through, I promise. Haley's eyes narrowed into deadly, loathing slits. Truly? Then let me ask you something. This person you were trying so hard to save, what is her name? I opened my mouth, but the words died on my lips. I could only gape blankly, desperately digging for that familiar face in my mind, but it just wouldn't surface. Oh, excellent. This is the person I must put all my hopes into. Someone who can't even remember the one he meant to save. A rusty rasp escaped her throat, like a ghost of a laugh from a worn and broken machine. I could still hear it, the faint tick, tick, tick of clockwork muffled within her chest. The fates are cruel. That I must remain to watch how this disaster will play out once again. Go on, then. Keep stumbling forward with that Echo of yours. I wonder how far you can keep going with a broken camera and a broken wish. She's gone. My head throbbed painfully, like I had just been spinning nonstop. I think I'm gonna be sick. Adrian, are you alright? What happened? I lost contact with you for a moment. I'm fine. I know she's mad. She's got every right to be. I just kind of wish she didn't hit me with the flu again. Echo rushed to my side as I staggered weakly, my knees giving out from under me. My head felt feverish and heavy as I rasped through an itchy throat. You're burning up. Do you want me to take you to the nurse's office? Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and pause it right there, y'all. Thank y'all so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, ring that notification bell. I love you all, and I'll see y'all in the next video. Bye-bye!